a very, very rare J10 Gladiator, the civilian version, 1983. I love it. It wouldn't run. Look at it. It's running now, baby. This was off. It wasn't hooked up. Boom, I plugged it in. It's running now. I gotta get the windshield clean. Oh, to flip it. Oh, to just flip it. But I've never had one, and the rust has just started everywhere. It's got two holes, one here and one in the same place on the other side. It's got one huge hole where your heel went, softball size, and it's got 3/4 size holes here in the driver's floor pan. But the whole pan needs to be replaced. The driver's floor pan. The passenger side is beautiful. It's still like new. Alright? The whole bed, not a hole in the bed. Not one hole in the bed. It was capped its whole life. This is all rotted out because he spilled a corrosive here. Chlorine. This truck was used for like 20 years to do swimming pool cleaning. And they used to carry chlorine in here in poles and vacuums and hoses for 20 years. It only has 115,000 miles. Runs strong as all hell. I mean, this truck there's nothing wrong with this motor. It's just that all the emission shit, the AC don't work. The heat works, but you can't turn it off. Oh, it's doing something now. This is what we're waiting for as it's warming up. It's got all kinds of exhaust leaks. It's all got to go. That's the thing. If I want this thing to run right and be reliable, what I'm going to need to do is take the emission stuff off because it's no longer working, no longer operable. They don't make a front pipe for it, so you can't put another catalytic converter, which is ridiculous anyways. I proved long time ago, 20 years ago, I proved with my 79 Monte Carlo, you don't need catalytic converters. I put an engine that was 90 cubic inches larger. Alright, it was 357 cubic inch. The original motor was a 267. And they only allowed me for a 267, and the motor ran completely clean. I blew their minds. They never seen a car run so clean. They had to check their equipment. Everything. Jaws all dropped. Why is your car run so clean? Because I wrapped the exhaust system with Thermatec. If you wrap your exhaust system, you do not need a catalytic converter. You don't. You'll burn off all unburnt gases in that pipe before it comes out your tail. I guarantee you. If I did your vehicle, no catalytic converter, you're going to run cleaner without it. Have more horsepower, more gas mileage. It's one big giant scam on the American public and the world and the global warming bullshit. That's what it is. Alright. So all you gotta do is wrap it's best if you got a stainless steel one, then you only do it one time. Unfortunately, I'm a poor boy and I always use regular steel, so I gotta do it every 7 years, 4 years, 8 years, something like that. Depends whether the car sits outside or sits inside. If it sits outside, you could be doing it every 4 or 5 years, you gotta do it. Look at it, it runs great. All I did was hook up a vacuum hose. It's running great now. Hooray! Now we got to get the fuel gauge to work, the oil pressure gauge to work, temperature gauge to work, everything. Gauges don't work. I got to work on it. Anyway, that's the new truck, a 1983 Gladiator J10. 4-wheel drive. I believe this is possibly the Honcho package. They made them without the flares and a narrower axles. These have the wider axle tubes, larger, longer axle tubes, this version. I know that. I learned it online. They didn't make many of them. They only made about 1,200 of these. That's it. 1,200. That's all they made. I bet you there's not many left. if I restore this, this has got to be worth some bucks. This truck and everything, as in the 4-wheel drive, 4-wheel low, 4-wheel high, 2-wheel high, all of that works. I've driven it in all modes. Anyway, that's it. End of video.